All right, guys, so I have actually been looking forward to reviewing this movie for a while. Kind of special because when this movie came out, I was just starting my YouTube channel all the way back in 2015. So in that way, it's a little special. And I did mention in a very old vlog, because I used to do vlogs, that I would eventually review this movie. Well, that day is here. So I don't know. I just really love this movie. I love how it follows pretty much the same formula as the fourth one by bringing back the spy espionage elements that worked so well in the first one, but also keeping that action-packed thrill ride that the third one was. And as I said in a previous review, 3, 4, and 5 are honestly the best in the franchise. And I love pretty much all of them equally. And as good as 4 is, I did mention in my review for that movie that one of my biggest problems with it was Jane, the character Jane. I thought the actress that played Jane gave a very horrible performance. Very unconvincing. But thankfully she's not in this one. And she's never mentioned. And this is something that I really started to notice at this point in the franchise, that whenever there isn't something that really doesn't work in a previous film, they always kind of course correct by taking that part out, and following on a path that is honestly better. And with this, it's the character of Ilsa Faust. This is where I get into Ilsa Faust. She has got to be, in 2015, I'll put it like this, in 2015, she was a great female character, a great female lead. She was compared to characters like Furiosa from Mad Max Fury Road. To this day, I still like her. I still think she's a great badass character. She brings a lot to this movie, and she is much better because Rebecca Ferguson, the actress, gives a very convincing performance, and it's just believable. But as a character, why do I like her so much? Well, this is why. She's an MI6 agent working undercover for the main villain, right? So she's an MI6 agent. She has loyalties to MI6, while she also has loyalties to the main villain who she's working for. And she occasionally she falls in with Ethan and his team. So she has 3 loyalties to 3 different factions. So that allows for some very interesting character choices that she makes. And as a character, you're wondering what she's going to do next, because you know all her loyalties, so you're wondering, like, who is she going to go with here? So I really like that part of her, that you try and sort of anticipate where she's going to go in the movie. So I like that, but it also creates, when certain things in the movie happen to her, it all, like, that you sit back and, like, you're like, wow, they really are treating her badly in this. They really, like, her superiors just don't give a shit about her, and I really don't really relate to her, but I really empathize with her character. She's great. I just love her. She could be the best part of the movie. And with this 5th installment in the franchise, there are so many things that I noticed about the franchise that I really didn't notice before. And there's 2 things. The first thing is that I noticed how each of the previous Mission Impossible films never had the same cast, except for, say, Tom Cruise and Ving Rhames, who plays Luther, right? But excluding them, it's pretty much been a different cast every time. And to me, it seems as though they were trying to find a permanent cast, and they were just, like, going through the motions. Or maybe that was just the formula for them. But now with these recent Mission Impossible films, I've noticed that they're actually trying to stick to a cast, right? Because in the third one, Benji was introduced. 4 introduced Brent, who I love because of Jeremy Renner. And this one introduces Ilsa Faust. And they all seem to be returning for the new one, for Mission Impossible Fallout. So I like the idea of them having a permanent team for their movies now. I like that idea. And the second thing that I noticed about the franchise, watching this one, is that what was it? Yeah, is that with most of them, excluding two, but most of them, Ethan and his team are disavowed or going against someone who has authority to complete their mission. They're always outside the law when they're on their missions because desperate times, desperate measures, sort of thing. And I've noticed how this is the formula for pretty much all their movies. I personally think, I don't know. I was just wondering, I was at a point wondering to myself, like, what if they didn't do that? And then I remembered, like I just said, Mission Impossible 2 doesn't do that. And that's probably why it sucks. And that's probably why this works, because when he or his team are on the run and they're outside the law, that makes it interesting. That's a very easy way for us to really get into the characters and get into the story and really, follow them like men or women on the run. It's just an easy way of getting us into the story, but it works. I'll tell you that. So in summary, this movie is very entertaining. It brings a lot of great elements back from the previous two that worked so well, while also abandoning the one character that I hated in 4. And I just love this movie. And I'm going to add this now, because I didn't write it down, but I'm going to add that the underwater scene in this movie might rival the Burj Khalifa scene for me. It might. I don't know. But I'm going to give you my ranking for the Mission Impossible series now, before Fallout, just in case. I don't know. But my official ranking as of now is MI3, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation in a row. So I don't love any one of these 3 movies more than the other. I just love them all equally. And then below them is Mission Impossible, the first one, because I don't love it, but I do like it a lot. And then at the very bottom is MI2, because while it's an okay movie, it's not really a good Mission Impossible film. But that's my review for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I hope you enjoyed this movie as much as I did, because I really love this movie. Anyway, I will see you in my review for Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm excited for the Halo jump scene. Oh my gosh. I'll see you in that review.